At that time, I think in Lowry there, we had a reproduction on the wall there near the fireplace. Right? Right over.
Some of the artists are very famous.
That one, yeah.
Like Benjamin Williams Leader.
Yeah.
Some like this are people.
29 years old there.
Do you know about
My first portrait I painted. I was in Lowry then. I think I hadn't met him until 2 years later.
No, that's why we formed the Friends.
I should have made the Mossad meeting to buy a picture for about £50, but I haven't got £50. Now it would be about 60,000.
And the reason this gallery
It's amazing, isn't it?
did you see these pictures by Richard Anderson? 28.
That's Grandfather Daniel now. Oh, it's quite beautifully. That's lovely. That's great. And then Grandfather Daniel. He'd be about 40 when he did the self-portrait. And died when he was 60. 1919, the year I was born, he died. Not the bottom one down there. The bottom one, Mr. Shaw, in Bury, he opposed my granddad by my granddad painted a picture in Bury Art Gallery, a different size. He said you couldn't sell it. Of course he could have done, really. There's no law against that. He's not saying it, Mr. Goodall, he's saying it in the water. The point is, that Mr. Shaw saw me in my 20s and said, any relationship to Daniel Warburton? I said, yeah, that's it. He said, I remember the first picture you sent to Bury Art Gallery when you was young, and it's a bowl of roses. And he said, I knew Grandfather then. So really very good. The top one over there now, the bottom first, that's Arnold Taylor. He's my great friend in Rochdale, who died when he was 59. The most marvellous artist who does drawings, or an architect. He could draw with his left hand or his right hand equally. Wonderful, a lovely man. We went out to many times sketching, so he used to poster us at the Art Society at night. And that's a speaking likeness. And above is some of his paintings of No-No. The
Good morning. We're just waiting for my wife.
council offices of No-No.
I do. Kids live this. I enjoy the maps.
Well, he wasn't really happy with that. Do you know why? He didn't like sort of wash technique on that barn on the side. But the drawing itself is beautiful. He said, sometimes he says, a wash goes wrong. You place on the paper, it's a job to get it right.
That's Arnold, is it?
Yeah.
Arnold Taylor.
Arnold Taylor.
And where was that? That was in...
In No-No, near Rochdale. Most of the lights, there's a couple of dogs interested in the foreground. The sense of humour there altogether. Hillary, who organises this exhibition, she objected to that being put up there. She said it should be a painting. I said, well, it's nice it links up with the bottom picture of the town hall at Larry Wright. We saw that in Rochdale when he came to my first one-man show in 1951. And I put him up at the top of the little cartoon, really. And also my teacher was John Bold, a lovely painter. And I went to his life classes. A most modest man, although they call him John Bold. The project is a very good Lancashire painter and well represented in collections. Well, that's a nice little link up between the three of them there. And there's Joe Bridge, gassed in the First World War.
Is it safe to come in?
Right. Morning Lytham, the Castle Canal. That's now devastated. Only one tiny building remains. That was painted in my 20s, and it was the first picture I showed in my art gallery. The local artist exhibition there. And Dr. Shree had that. His father bought it first of all. There was once in the catalogue about 4 guineas, and he said, make sure it's well framed, and there's the frame I put on it now. Now he won't sell it for £1,000 or £900 at least. So it's historic, it's all gone. This historic Toad Lane in Rochdale, now vanished. At the bottom of the lane was a clock-face hotel where the great Lancashire poet Harry Warburton was born. That's been demolished as well. The only thing that stands up in Toad Lane now is a fresh pork shop there. You look across the town hall, St. Chad's on the hillside above. Len Whitehead now. Len Whitehead, member of the Art Society. We had a nice whimsical, jolly man altogether. Lovely friend. Now there's a nice twinkle in his eye. And lots of fun. Sharing my wife's favourite painting, of bottles, and this is on view in Preston, and Colin Hall saw it and loved it and bought it. And Colin Hall bought lots of my paintings in his collection. When he lives in York, it's travelled across the Pennines. There's a hint of mystery about it, we feel, too.
Do you want to hang it outside, or you have to take it with you?
Approaching Tolman, these buildings on the left are demolished. Streams are there, of course. This is just near the Gawkstone Arches on the left, where the railway bridge goes through the Summit Tunnel, then zooms into Tolman. Now, we're now in North Wales, not far from North Westingham, a place called Tanigrisha, which means under the step. And the steps, of course, goes to centre picture over the railway bridge behind these houses on the right. And it's a place I've liked very much. I've always painted it. You'll see some more pictures on the wall of the North School as well. It's a little lane to the farm, just outside Bury. I can't probably go back to it now, just not the location. But it interests me that with this has a powerful design, the road leading up to the tree. Nothing more than that, really. It's really strong. I like the greens, I like them. Yeah, brilliant. Even before I had a car, I used to run a train to Edinburgh, and I find it fascinating that we were going up to Keighley with such sort of drawing. You know, one day I'm drawing there, and the lady came and said, would you like to sit with all of you? I said, no. She said, I show the perspective. I want to look down on it, so I want to stand up. Thanks very much. I said, I'll rest and seat in between the drawing. And since then, it's been done for Lytham magazine, and this picture, I think it's just got the new atmosphere across the hillside. Jeff Bob, a colleague of mine at college, said, did you ever paint abstract? I said, no. I said, can you paint more for a kitchen? I said, I'll have a go. I turned this one out, he said, I never got on the walls of my kitchen, and people got to see the kitchen, the design, he said they never bother. They could look at your picture instead. I've called it White Ascending. The Saddler's Church. It's in Upper Mill, just outside of Oldham. It's a place to go there for Peggy matches with the staff. And Peggy is a good dame, and then used to retire to the local pub there. But the church there is fascinating. Alan Brigdy, the border poet there, who wrote both Lancashire and Yorkshire, right on the border, he wrote a lovely poem about Saddler's Church. And I think on the other side looking down, it's quite magic really, in springtime especially. Well, I think this one is West Stonesdale, that's right. And this is West Stonesdale, on the way up to Tan Hill. And I was fascinated by the wetness and the light on the roofs of these northern villages. Yeah, stormy sky. Yeah. Yes, they're one of my favourite paintings. Enjoy painting this oil at Tanny Shop in the wet. And it's one picture could be repeated many times. It's a lot of lovely elements right around that area. This part of North Wales is wonderful, I think. Well, this is a favourite spot. The canals round by Draughtsman arches, the rail in the canal, the main road meet down there. Fascinating. I find this hillside captivating. I've painted many pictures looking that way, and you can see other canals and the watercourses later on. This is lovely, near the road going from Tomlin up to Baker, to the right to Baker. And this hillside goes up Heywood Road. It's a lovely composition, I think. I think it's got these nice semi-abstract colours about it, which I just like. The repetition of little hooks on the line, with a curve around. Repetition on the canal on this wall. That's a smashing picture there. That's lovely. Now this is Bath. They came from the Avon Canal. And this reminds me, as I saw it, very Cezanne in actual design. It's a real feeling of love painting it. I could have painted over and over again down there. It's a marvellous little canal scene down there. And they go on bridge after bridge. Well, playing about with shapes, fascinating. We've got a nice fruit bowl at home, and it's let me know thinking about fruit and shapes. 1950. My first finished abstraction. Still, I like it. I would alter a little bit of it. This is an illustration I made for Cymru magazine of troutbeck. Just a pure, simple watercolour. It's rather finely painted, lots of detail. And it shows the hills behind us, all York on the hillside facing us. A very paintable area, Troutbeck. In fact, when I was painting this, a lady watched me and said, you wouldn't think that you have some people down there in the village who've got some of your paintings. I always found this road from Baker up to Tomlin fascinating, because the roads lead out to Sarrow and then on the other side to the right. And those roads sort of converging there. Very interesting design. It's not right, is it? It's spread down there on sort of very big box paper, same sort of oatmeal colour paper. There's no real whites at all now. No body for the use at all. In my youth I painted lots of flowers, roses and anemones, and I showed other pictures, went to my short boy, the open exhibition, so I'm not that flower painting. I found after time a lot of interest. But still, sometimes when you gather a few together, a few pieces together, it has a nice sort of feel of a joyousness, really. So I like to go to the galaxy, really. And I'm not a sort of person who paints out of magazines on flowers. You paint them from life. Just one night I was doodling a piece of paper and decided to do this abstract, and I thought it looks a bit like on the way to Thomasin, and the more I painted, the better it went. By the time I knocked off, and there it was. I thought I left all the white spaces, and then I showed this in an art gallery in London, and then it went on to Leeds, and it was one picture out of about 280 exhibited out of 2,500 chosen. 2,500 selection. Is that right, wrong, haven't I? Yes, I have. Out of Bruges. It may be only painted, but still it's a fascinating place. The canals are marvellous, and there's lots of designs. It's a real artist's paradise. I enjoy making these drawings in Bruges. This is a sketch I made in my first visit to Switzerland, Blitzgall Tomb in the Bernese Overland. Fascinating to draw there and paint. Not really made a picture of the mountain state, but I like these actual drawings of the actual villages and